Where were you when the great experiment ended? We have successfully transitioned power from administration to administration, party to party for over 200 years. Do you really want to break that streak? As Americans, we should be proud of our heritage of nonviolent government transitions, as is exceptionally rare in the history of the world. Except for the instance of our Civil War, we have never had a disagreement that wasn't solvable or at least manageable to most people's satisfaction. I fear that time is over. No, violence now is the currency of our society. I say this because people on all sides of every issue feel that they are out of options. This creates desperate people willing to do violence in pursuit of their own goals. The people who stormed the Capitol today are angry and unable or unwilling to listen to reason. Now, I understand a little about being upset and angry that your guy didn't win the reelection. I understand a little wanting to question and I understand the election results. How long have you been here? I even understand feeling like some style of swindle happened because of the candidate. But the answer is not violence. It's running a better candidate next time. It's engaging with more voters and changing your messaging. It's the soapbox, then the ballot box, and finally the bullet box. It's not time for the bullet box. The bullet box is the last and the worst resort, justified in certain instances, but frankly, we aren't there. And if you're willing to kill and harm people for your political agenda, well, that's terrorism by definition. Some might point out that terrorists and freedom fighters have very similar definitions. And generally they are labeled as such by the victor. Remember, the victor writes the history books. Your candidate may have lost the election. Don't worry, there'll be more in a couple years and another presidential one a couple of years after that. That's the awesome thing about our great experiment. But we can't get too far off the rails as long as everyone agrees to keep a cool head on both sides. Right now, that agreement is failing. I am so disappointed in the behavior and decisions that my fellow countrymen are making. I'm disappointed because it seems inevitable to those of us that are paying attention to the rhetoric and the discourse over the last few years on both sides. I'm disappointed in our leadership for not taking responsibility for their words and for their actions, just saying whatever for sound bites, for popularity. I'm disappointed that the system both simultaneously worked and failed. Now, I'm not making any excuses for those folks who occupied the Capitol, who shot somebody, who stormed. But I would offer a word of warning to those who despise them. Their bullets kill just as efficiently if they are right or wrong. A correct or accurate perception of events isn't required to commit violence. My solution is understanding and calm from both sides with a commitment to forcefully upholding our rule of law and peaceful transition of power. Both sides must come together to calm the rhetoric. Both sides must try to understand the other. Love and understanding can deliver us from even this ugliness. But what I say is not easy. Nothing worth doing is. But this is something worth doing, and it's something you can do in your own life. Talk to people who you disagree with. Yeah, speak to them respectfully. Ask them questions without judgment. Suggest other sources without being condescending. Don't demand anything from them. Listen to them. Empathize with them. Love them. This will change more hearts and minds than getting angry ever could. And then if it ever does come time for the bullet box, you'll rest easy at night knowing you did everything in your power to avoid violence. Dave Chappelle may have said it best. Sometimes you have to be the lion to be the lamb you truly are. We must be the lion for our democracy, even if we'd rather be a lamb. And just in case nobody has told you this today, I love you, and there's not a damn thing you can do about it. I'm Reverend Kenn Blanchard, and thank you for listening.